It's okay, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologise about that issue there. Somebody ready up before they were meant to, and unfortunately that caused us to have to do a lobby restart. It takes the time, we don't like doing it, it just puts everything back for about 15-20 minutes, but we're here now. We've got a 2-minute break for everybody to get their setups on and their tyres and the strategies of whatever they're going to do. So, let's do this, David. Let's do this. Are we looking forward to it?
Yes, I am. Just wait a minute, I'm a bit busy here to set everything.
Yep, go ahead, no worries. So the top three were Mr. Bruno Will, and behind him in the other half of Conor, and then behind Conor it was Mr. FXBR. So it's going to be fun to see. They were all quite close to each other, to the two Hasses and the Alpha Tauri. They were all quite close to each other, so it'll be interesting to see how they do with their race pace and see if they can take that over to the race pace with their qualifying pace. Behind him, we have Shoof and Marshall, with Presto and Toby, Beastie Legends and Boots, and Instinct Will rounding up the grid in the top 10. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens, especially with the short run down to turn 1 and then the complicated bit of sector 1 going in. There's very short braking zones, very close braking zones, and especially at the start of the race, the pack is going to be very bunched up. And I personally think there's going to be a few wing damages, definitely a few wing damages. David's hoping not for a safety car. I think there will be a safety car in this race, but we will soon find out, David, before we get these lights underway, eh?
If we're all lucky, Kenneth can race, but I don't know if his car is on the grid.
I don't think it will allow him. I don't think it will.
Let's see, I wrote 2-minute break 53 and it's 56.
We will see. We should be ready and go now.
Yep.
Ready with the formation lap, and then it's lights out, and away we go here in Zandvoort, David. Our first race with European Race Night here at this beautiful track, I think. Some people hate it, some people absolutely adore it. It doesn't really seem to have an in-between with anybody. It's either you love or hate it. It's going to be very interesting to see, and I cannot wait to get this underway. So, David, what did you say your predictions for the top three?
I mean, I'm keeping with the 1, 2, and 3 in qualifying.
It's a strong choice. It's a very, very strong choice, to be perfectly honest. I think now I'm looking at it, Shoof has a very good opportunity here to grab some points. So does Marshall. They're just sat behind this, and if anything goes on with the top three, especially with how narrow this circuit is, it could be very interesting to see what happens. So Bruno Will is starting us off now in the formation lap, and it'll be good to see how he does. Conor sat behind, Davies in the AlphaTauri, Shoof in the Racing Point, Marshall in the Sauber, Presto in the Renault, Toby in the Racing Point, Beastie Legends in the McLaren, ERN Boots in the Sauber, Instinct Will in the AlphaTauri, and ERN Speedy in the Ferrari along with Wood Dragon War, Relic Nook in the Mercedes, ERN Gibby in the McLaren, onto the podium in the Renault, BMG Sully in the Williams, Manus Gamer Boss in the Red Bull, and JC Blackie in the Williams, who was moved to the back due to him readying up. But we're nearly at the end of the formation lap. It is only a very short formation lap, and it will be good to get these lights underway and get this race finally going. Moments away. Oh, David, I'm getting tingles. I can't wait for this. I can't wait to see what goes on. I'm getting tingles, David.
Yeah, and
man's getting
don't see Kenneth's car, so it was too late.
No, yeah, unfortunately it was by the looks of it. But I am getting very excited to see how this is lining up on the grid now here in Zandvoort. Let's hopefully, I don't know what the angles are going to be like, David, for this track for the race start, so hopefully we get a good one.
Oh, interesting. Let's go.
Finally can get underway. As the lights are readying up, the drivers are readying up. We're here for European Race Night Division 1, Round 5 here in Zandvoort. Bruno Will on pole. It's lights out and away we go, but it's Cold Master, so it's out of sync. When will we go? Come on. Drive-through penalty for Maniscalco Boston. It's lights out and away we go. Bruno doesn't get the best of starts. Connor's already up into P1 as they all go down into turn 1 now. The Racing Point sends up the inside as there's a Red Bull wide, and that's Maniscalco Boss into the gravel. It leads from Connor, from Bruno, from FXBR. The two Racing Points are side by side of Shoof and Toby as they lock up, nearly going into each other. I saw the Ferraris there getting a bit of trouble there further on in the back. There's BCC Legends and Boots coming side by side now through the last part of Sector 1, and that's very close together now. Toby Griffiths is right behind his teammate in the Racing Point. They're looking very close together now, and they're looking to get some action together and maybe hopefully help them to along as Boots is very close behind now. They're all really close. Constantine are up now into the corners and seeing what they're able to do as they're all... Look at that train, David, of cars just going through that. Yeah, that's a beautiful camera angle that we had there. That's a really nice camera angle there. But Bruno there, David, at the start, not getting the best of starts off the line.
I mean, Connor really is a great starter. He did the same thing last week.
Yeah, he really did. But we know we don't have that much of a straight here, David, and the slipstream could be powerful here, and the overtake especially. But I know if you've been testing yourself, you know how quickly the overtake runs out here in Zandvoort. It runs out very, very quickly compared to other tracks just because of the size of the track. So it'll be interesting to see who can really control their management in this race and who can do it. Ooh, BMG is side by side with Maniscalco Boss. Maniscalco Boss goes through, going into the hairpin there. That's very good to see as the Ferraris are still close together with the McLaren. There goes behind him of BCT Legends. Really, it's not really the biggest overtaking track here, David, but everybody is still close together. There isn't a second gap between any driver so far, so we've still got that nice DRS train down the straight.
I think strategy and safety calls is going to be the biggest position changer. As you say, it's onto the podium and Gibby.
Them two are side by side as the Williams of JC Blackie is trying to make the advantage of it. ERN Gibby being overtaken as they go side by side now into the hairpin. Gibby locks up. The Williams tries to do the under and over and tries to go around the Red Bulls, having a little sniff now of Maniscalco Boss trying to get involved in that. Touches the back end of the Williams there. He wasn't able to do something. Presto is very close now to ERN Marshall. He's in the slipstream of him, and he's got the overtake enabled. He's got the slipstream. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? He is going to make a move into turn 1. He sends it down, a bit of a lock up there from the Renault, and he gets it, doesn't get ahead. Marshall stays ahead. Really good defending there. It was a bit of a lunge. The lunge didn't work, but it was worth the opportunity for him. A lot of lockups, David, I'm seeing going into these bank corners. A lot of the drivers are struggling with these bank corners as ERN Gibby and Maniscalco Boss have been battling side by side now for quite a lot of the lap. Gibby's already got less than 30% ERS, David. It's lap 3. That's going to take a lot of saving.
Yeah, and I just looked at Bruno Will, and as usual, he's completely full.
Yeah, cruising as he always is. Oh, never panicking he is. Never panicking. He's always there, ready to go, ready to get going. Gibby's lost a lot of time now at the back. He's just dropped 2 seconds, so there must have been a mistake there or an incident at the back. But
I don't know if he has damage, maybe, or...
JC Blackie onto the podium, and JC Blackie goes wide, and he's into the gravel of the hairpin, and he's going to lose positions there. Even his teammate's going to look involved now. The Red Bull went through, and his teammate tucks in behind and doesn't make any sort of move there. Stays in and lets him go ahead. As we now come down the straight, FXBR is still hanging into the top 2 of the Haas, is not letting them out their sight. JC Blackie once again, as Maniscalco Boss pits for his drive-through penalty and picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as he entered. That's really heavy for him. Gibby pits for a new set of hards. He doesn't get a wing change, David, so he didn't have damage.
Yeah. To be honest, I think he can go to the end. He won't be fast.
You can go to the...
He will play in his hands so he can stay out, and if there is a couple of safety cars.
I said it would really work if it was the safety cars, definitely, 100%. It really would. I mean, at the end of the day now, David, he's got to take the risk to do it.
Yep, for sure. O'Connell looks really strong.
Yeah, O'Connor, he really does, but Bruno's within 3 tenths of him now, and DRS is enabled now, David. With overtake, yeah. Bruno has a lot more overtake than Connor does. Connor's going to be defending for his life, but it's just Bruno's going to use that slipstream. Let's see what he's able to get. Is he going to look for the outside line? He doesn't make a move. He stays back and hangs and waits for another opportunity.
Bruno is not that guy to pass fast either. No, he's just waiting and...
the podium. Ooh, nope, not a move there for JC Black as he touches the curb and nearly loses the car. But yeah, as you were saying there, David, Bruno is that he is a calm, conservative type of racer. He will wait for that opportunity where he knows 100% that he is going to overtake you. As JC Black in onto the podium, them two are battling down further in the field for P14. Them two are battling in the Williams. JC Black has been involved in a lot of incidents so far as Gibby has retired in the pit lane. That's unfortunate for him. He's retired from the session. Toby is still on the back of his... The racing points are looking in a very good position here, David.
Yeah, they look really strong.
If anything happens to the top 3, or if their strategy works out even better, the 2 racing points in 4th and 5th are there ready to pounce on anything that happens. As we now look at the top 3 chain, all 3 temps in within each other there, David. The 2 Hasses and the Alpha Tauri. There goes together as the 2 racing points make a move. Toby Griffiths makes a move on Schuf, and he gets that job done. And he moves up into P4. That's a really good move from him. As we have a yellow flag.
Yeah, it's BMG Sully spun on the last corner.
Oh, that's a shame for him. That's a shame for him, but they're all still quite close together, David. I thought the field might have been a little bit spread out, but they're all still, at least most of them, within the DRS range.
Yeah.
Bruno, 4 attempts, 3 attempts. He's just waiting for his time now. As Bruno in the Haas, the Alpha Tauri sat behind, waiting for any movement or any fight that he can capitalise on. Speedy is very close to his teammate of Wood Dragon Wall. The Ferraris, they're going to go side by side here, going into the hairpin. How's this going to go? Speedy takes it down the inside. He gets that move done on the mediums, and he moves up
don't hit each other.
P10, but it was... Ooh! I thought his teammate was going to come back at him there, but he decided not to. As Bruno will now. It's so close to his teammate. He's going to send it round the outside of turn 1 into the hairpin now. Connor hit the curb, as we were saying before, David. Touch them curbs, and you might as well say night-night, because that's him now, losing 6 positions, down now into P8 from P2 after Bruno overtook him. Big shame there for him. Bruno now has a 1-second gap. That's really helped him now. He's got the clean air. Just looking how close Boots and Presto are to the back of Marshall. They're really looking feisty, as I say about Marshall. He picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Presto is so close. They're really all looking. They've got a big DRS train here. This is technically, David, the battle for 3rd. From Toby to Schuf to Marshall to Presto to Connor to Boots, BCC Legends, they're all in this fight for 3rd at this moment in time. Ooh, Speedy and Wood Dragon War, they're going side by side once again. The 2 Ferraris squabbling a bit, and that's going to get Instinct Will a little bit of interest there to see what he's able to do as we have this DRS train now going down all the way into turn 1. I don't think there's going to be any moves there at this current moment in time, but Speedy could be under pressure now from his teammate of Wood Dragon War. Wood Dragon War's going to send it down the inside. Speedy hangs it around the outside, and that's really good defense there from Speedy. Keeps it around the outside in the Ferrari on his teammate, and he stays ahead, and he keeps hold of P10 at this moment. But Connor R, David, you've got to feel sorry for him for that. Just slightly going onto that curb. And that curb is just going to send you into the abyss. But I'll tell you what, though. FXBR has caught up to Bruno Will. Really caught up to Bruno Will.
Same with Connor. I mean, he touched that curb because he wanted to give his teammates as much room as he could.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Which is always the right thing to do, but sometimes it doesn't pay off, and it really didn't pay off for him. Instinct Will and Wood Dragon.
It's going to be interesting to see. Interesting to see how Connor can make positions up, because he is a fast driver.
Yeah, he really is. FXBR is 2 tenths now to Bruno Will, but they've already gone round the final corner. Let's see if Connor is able to make any move going into the DRS zone. I don't think he's going to be able to. He's too far back on that occasion. Relic is closing in on Wood Dragon War. He's too far back. He can't make a move into turn 1. A lot of lockups, David, I'm seeing in that that banked hairpin. A really lot of lockups. A lot of the drivers are really struggling with that corner.
Yeah.
Connor, 2 attempts now behind Boots of this train for the battle of P3, all the way from P3 down to P9, and then the gap between BCT Legends and Speedy is 5 seconds. So we've got this train at this moment in time, and then we've got a bit of a train behind Speedy of Instant Will, Wood Dragon War, and Relic. They're sat behind him for 10th. So there's just battles at this minute, as Boots is going to look for the inside. No, he doesn't. He's still 10th, but he didn't make a lunge on Presto there. He could have made an opportunity, but they're all stuck now in this DRS train down the main straight. The only straight, really, on the trackers. Relic and Wood Dragon War are going side by side there through the hairpin. The Mercedes versus the Ferrari, and Relic gets ahead. That's a really good move from him in that corner.
Tyres are looking fresh. 9 laps.
Yeah, they are. Well, you got to think about it, David. They all got fresh tyres because of the restart.
Yeah,
so that really would have helped everybody.
True.
Wood Dragon War is so close to the back of Relic. He's still trying to hang on as much as he can.
The train behind the racing points is... Yeah.
It's a bit unreal, isn't it, David, how many cars there actually is there. From 3rd to 9th, we have a full train, and the lowest person is just under 5 tenths. That's how close they all are. And that train, David, at any point, a move could be made if somebody wanted to commit the overtake button, and then a battle could happen and really help somebody who's further along the train and take advantage of that. As we have the helicopter camera out looking at this train going around the horseshoe. Isn't that a nice shot there? Really nice shot. As Relic, no, it's not. It's JC Blackie and Wood Dragon War. I think JC Blackie has got the job done on Wood Dragon War. He's fallen down the order to 14th. Connor Ross, some people have Duke in the pits. Some people have come into the pits. Boots is in the pits. Toby's in the pits. And BC Legends are in the pits. No, Boots isn't in the pits. He stayed out, actually. Never mind. Connor R now moves up into P6, but he's yet to pit. Drivers going on to the hard compound tyres of Toby and BC Legends. Soft to hard indeed. Wood Dragon War does the exact same. Soft to hard, the one stop looks like that is going to be coming into play. And I'm just looking now, David, at the top of the field. FXBR has stayed in with 5 tenths of Bruno Will, which is really good from him.
Yeah, it is. It's got some great pace. But
yeah, if you were FXBR right now, would you?
I will stay behind and see about the pit stop, but I can only think of one strategy, because they are still out 10 laps.
Yeah, definitely so.
And then obviously to wonder if they are going to the hards, or
you might get that odd person, David, who will go for the sauce. If we have more people in the pit lane. Shiv gets a 5-second time penalty for that. He gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So we have FXBR who's gone for the undercut on Bruno Will. We also have Marshall, we have Shoof in there, we have JC Blackie in there. They're all in there, and FXBR comes out in P5, David, just in front of his teammate in the AlphaTauri. He's got a bit of clean air ahead of him. He's got ERN Speedy, who hasn't pitted yet. He's on the mediums and started on them. So he's going to try and take longest. The 2 racing points had a little bit of a joust there, I think. Maybe Shoof coming out the pit lane, and Toby got ahead of his teammate, which is really good for him. But we'll have to see how this all stacks up once the drivers have all pitted, and where has some drivers capitalised on pitting early, and if they're able to get ahead of make some places.
Yeah, I think Bruno will pit now.
Onto the podium and BMG, they're side by side now going through sector 1. Oh, and onto the podium, gets that move done, and he moves up into P16. Oh, good move there into turn 1.
Bruno does another lap.
Bruno stays out for another lap. Conor, what's he going to do? He stays out. Boots pits. Boots has come in. He's looking for an undercut on Conor as well, try and make up a place. Let's see how he does. Speedy stays out, but he's got FXBR right behind him, and FXBR is already alongside. He's already got the move done way before turn 1, and that's that job done there for him. He's in P3, David, and not that far behind Bruno, but the pit time here is actually quite short compared to most pit lanes, because the pit lane is really short. It's about 15 seconds, I think it is, for an actual full pit stop and leaving the pit lane, which is not too bad of a time there to just get that gap ahead. JC Bucky, he's on the...
Oh, I would love to see what his wear is now.
Who's that? Bruno and Conor.
And Conor.
Are they both going to pit in the same on the same lap, David? Could we have a double stack here from the Haas boys?
I mean, it's doable. Conor is 8.8 seconds behind. Here comes Bruno.
Yep, and here comes Bruno. Yep, Bruno is into the pits. What's Conor going to do behind him? Conor, is he going to double stack the Haas's? No, they're not. Conor goes ahead. The main question is, David, where is FXBR? FXBR is now coming down the main straight. Bruno has just left his pit box and is now coming out of the pit lane. He's just at the fastest lap of the race of FXBR. They're going to come side by side in the pit lane, and FXBR gets that move done, and he undercuts his Instinct Will, and Relic Nook are going side by side now through sector 1. They're still side by side now, going into the double hairpin. They're still side by side, fighting for the place. The AlphaTauri and the Mercedes, and Instinct Will gets ahead. A really nice little side-by-side battle there. As the Mercedes is going to have a look down the inside of the fast right-hander. And he sends it down there. And he pushes the Alpha wide. And he keeps it clean. And no car went off the track. What a move that was from the Mercedes. Really good move there, going through that fast right-hander. It's a very rare occasion, David. You'll see someone send it there, but he had the balls to do it, and he sent it. And FXBR has lost. He's lost it under... I don't know what happened there. He was on the grass, and Bruno has retaken the undercut back. That's really hampered FXBR there. He's now stuck behind Speedy by 1.5 seconds behind Speedy, in fact. So he won't even have DRS to try and catch up to Bruno, Will. Instinct Will is close behind Relic. I don't think he's going to make a move. Nope, he doesn't make a move. Let's see, further down the grid, anything happening. As we can see, we know Conor has pitted. Where's that going to bring him out after his start? He's currently, I think he's going to come out in P13. Yes, he does. No, P12. Gets ahead of Boots. Comes out in P12 as Wood Dragon War and Maddest Gamer Boss are battling. Wood Dragon War gets ahead onto the podium, and BMG Skull or Sully is battling onto the podium, gets ahead on that one. Them two were all battling with each other. Instinct Will is so close behind the Mercedes. He's not letting him out of his sight. Really, really close together here in Zandvoort. Not really many gaps even forming, David, apart from the lower runners. But in the midfield, David, it's all to play for.
Yeah, it's tight.
I mean, we still have 4 drivers yet to pit, or should I say 5.
Still not a safety car.
Relic. It's still not a safety car, but you never know, David. You never know.
True.
This is Codemasters, and this is F1, and anything can happen. So we never know, as FXBR is going to make a move now on Mr. Speedy, and he gets that move done, and he moves up into P2 once again, as some of the long stint runners of the mediums now pit, of Instinct Will and JC Blackie. Them two pit, Speedy stays out. Presto is close behind everybody. This battle for 5th at this current moment in time, but I think it is net P3. This battle for net P3 at this moment is a difficult one. There's a lot of cars in between that, between 5th all the way down to 11th. So all those cars that are pitted, David, all are still in the train that they were in. Speedy just trying to hang on to the coattails of FXBR, trying to get as much DRS as he can before he pits. I imagine he's going to pit this lap as we have a car off, and that's Maddest Gamer Boss. Maddest Gamer Boss in the Red Bull, and he's lost his wing. Not all of his wing, he's only lost a partial bit. He lost it on the exit of the fast right-hander, and that's going to be critical for him as Presto and ERN Marshall, they're side by side, and the McLaren of BC Legends. Marshall gets on the gravel, nearly loses control of the car, does really well to retain control, and now he's going to be under pressure from his teammate at Boots. And we've also got Connor R going for our BC Legends all down into turn 1. They're going to go into this 4 cars. Go, and the Salvers trying to send him out on his teammate at Boots into Marshall. Can he make the move done? They're still side by side now, the 2 Salvers going into sector 1, going into the hairpin now with the banked hairpin. Boots is on the inside, Marshall round on the outside, and nice Boots gets ahead, and he moves up into P10, but is Marshall going to try and come back with him, get the slipstream, and maybe make a move into the fast right-hander? Will he have the cojones to go and do it? No, he won't. He doesn't make that move, but that was a really good move and a really nice clean battle there between the 2 Saubers. I imagine the pit wall were a bit tense on that moment there, David. Oof. Not really what you want to see between 2 drivers, especially your own, but Connor R is right behind Presto. Connor R's going to send it around the outside now in the Haas. He's going to send it around the outside. No, he doesn't. He goes for the under and over. He's going to try and stay ahead. No, he doesn't. He tucks in behind Presto, and he's going to wait for the DRS straight. Presto could be in a lot of trouble here, considering he has got... he's got a bit more DRS. He got a good exit. He's got the DRS train behind him, though. And how powerful is the DRS going to be here in Zandvoort? And I think the Haas is going to make a move. Is he going to send it around the outside? No, he doesn't. He just gets the better exit and is just holding that pressure onto the back of Presto. But they have lost, David, 2 seconds between Schuf and Presto. So that battle for third has grown a gap.
Yeah.
All stuck now behind the Renault. Behind him is Connor R and the Haas, and then the BC Legends and the McLaren. Boots and Marshall in the Saubers, and then to round up the top 10 is Speedy, who's 6 seconds behind the Saubers, who's just pitted for hards. Still in the points there, Speedy. He's gone for the long run. Hopefully he might be able to pay off for him and see how he does. But we have the racing points just towing each other along. They're doing well with the DRS. The Saubers are just trying to looking for get some clean air. So we've got one team, David, which are in clean air. They're exactly what they wanted. And then we got one team where they're in the dirty air and they really don't want to be stuck behind these cars.
Being in a train in this game is so hard. The dirty air is so strong.
Oh, the Williams and the BMG and onto the podium. While we've been watching this mid-pack battle, these two have been battling at the bottom of this table, David, like there's no tomorrow. They've been going. I've been watching them in the corners as Instinct, Will and Speedy. They're going a bit side by side into turn 1. I think Instinct went for a move on Speedy, but Speedy managed to defend it off as Wood Dragon War retires in the pits. He has retired in the pits. That is not on track, so there will be no safety car or virtual safety car. That's a shame for him. He had a good battle with his teammate early on, and unfortunately that's his race over. As we move up further up the field now, let's go have a look and see how Presto is doing. Instinct Will is really close. I'm just looking at the times between Speedy and Instinct, and they're really, really close together. Connor R is getting closer and closer to Presto. Presto's really having to defend as much as he can, but he does have more ERS than Connor, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out down the straight, as I think the front runners are going to be lapping some cars, because I think there are some cars now at the end of the pit lane. Ooh, here comes Connor R. He's going to make a move on Presto. He looked for the outside. Connor R fends it off. Presto fends it off. And Connor R stays behind for another lap. Instinct Will is going to look for Speedy. Yes, he does. He sends it down the inside. He goes too deep. Speedy cuts back and gets the inside line. And Speedy stays ahead. Really good work there. He sensed that he was going to go too deep. And he makes that move and gets ahead and stays in P10. He's under a lot of pressure here with a bit of a train behind him. But he's composing himself well in the Ferrari. Got Marshall and the Salvers, they're still close together. Connor R is still behind Presto. He really needs to get past so he can try and make some more places up. He's on fresher hards, so maybe he's hoping for a later on in the race. But being stuck in that dirty air, David, it's something that you don't really want to be a part
of. Connor is clearly faster than Presto in Sector 1, but Sector 2 is losing time to Presto. So, let's
6-3
see.
yellow flag, and that is Radiscale Boss retiring in the pits. Is gonna make a move. No, he doesn't. He hangs back, and he doesn't make that move. Instinct Will is going to send it down the inside of Speedy, and Speedy might lose 2 places. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no! Speedy, I think, went for the corner. Relic was trying to send it up the inside. Relic got sent straight into the barrier off the contact, and Relic has broken his front wing off that. That is such a shame there. Instinct is still right behind Speedy. They're still battling side by side. Instinct, look how close he is. That is literally nose to rear wing. Oh, as Speedy gets on the grass and he goes a bit wide. How can he get it through Sector 2? Can he get it good? Can he get a better exit? I think the Alpha Tower gets ahead. And the Williams takes advantage of JC Blackie. He goes down the inside and trying to hang around the outside now. Going on to the DRS straight. Speedy spins. He hits the curb, David. And Speedy has spun. And that's not good for him. He's down now in P12. That's a big shame for Speedy there. I'm looking at this train, David, and this train has not changed at all. We literally do have a DRS train here today.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite similar track to, yeah, let's say Japan. Yeah.
Oh, don't get
Always
me started on Japan, David. Don't get me started. That gives me wonderful flashbacks. Wonderful flashbacks that gives me. Beautiful track, David. I don't know why people don't like it. Is it magnificent?
Oh, I love it.
Beautiful. Oh, that's why I love this track. It just reminds me so much of Japan. The way it flows, it's just up and down. It's just like, yes, this is a nice track. The racing points. I'll tell you what though, David. I did say early on that the racing points were there waiting for to take advantage of a mistake. And Conor R made that mistake. And look at the racing points now. 3rd and 4th. That's really good
like
for them.
Presto is
points.
Catching them.
Presto is 1.9 off, and we'll keep an eye on that time and see. They are now in view, but are the racing points going to make a move on each other? Schufer's going to look down the inside of his teammate. Schufer makes a move, and they make contact! And there goes Toby! Toby has spun! And that was a reset to track there also, but I think he did it because he was on the apex there, David. And if he didn't move, that was causing a pile-up. But yeah, that's down to the stewards to decide.
Yeah, still not okay.
Yeah, that is down to the stewards to decide and dish out that punishment. But we're now hung round with Presto. That's really helped Presto there. And he's now in P4. He's just waited off. He's 2.6 seconds now behind Schuf. We'll keep an eye on that time to see if he closes that gap. But Schuf now moves up into P3. And so it leads from Bruno, who's 3 seconds clear, then FXBR. Then it's 11 seconds to Schuf. And then 2 seconds to Presto off Schuf, with a train behind him up till 9th. But I'll tell you what though, all the stuff that has been happening, David, has really worked into Conor R's favour.
It has.
Conor R he's on a recovery drive basically, isn't he? He didn't have the best of first couple of laps. He had a really good start, but it didn't pay off well later on as they lock up. A big lock up there from Presto and Conor R as they're hanging back from each other. Still, I think the dirty air, David, is so powerful in this game that it makes it so hard to overtake in places like this, and that is a yellow flag in Sector 2. No, it's Sector 1, and it's the Williams and the Alpha Tauri. Oh, the Williams goes off the track and comes on quite dangerously there at BMG. And the Alpha Tauri and the Williams, he was blue flagged there, and he had to go off the track and nearly wiped out his teammate of JC Blackie as he came back on. But Presto, I did say, David, that my top 3 were the 2 people at the top now, and Presto. And Presto, if he can close that gap, that could be that will be my second. Oh, and as he said, Presto, why do you do this to me? Why when I speak you go and ruin it? It's not fair.
But look at the sector times. He's catched 4 10s on this lap.
Yeah, but he could be under pressure now from Conor R, who looks really, really close. But Conor R, David, He's been very, very close on numerous occasions, but he just hasn't made that move. He's not even made any sort of an attempt.
I mean, my own feeling from Connor is that he is such a clean and fair driver. He don't want to take a chance.
Yeah. Which is what we like to see. It's what we like to see. We don't like to see people just wiping each other out and playing bumper cars.
It is.
Which kind of reminds me to Division 2 race last week, David, in China. Commentating over that was Bumper Car City. You'd think you were at an amusement park that weekend.
I mean, I got hit like 10 times from 8 different people on half a lap, so yeah.
Not the greatest start that you want.
Not directly.
Oh, Toby Griffiths is out. Toby Griffiths is out. And he's out on track. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Not a safety car, which would have really shook things up, especially with 10 laps to go. It's a virtual safety car here, and that's not going to play out well for him. Who is approaching him? Let's see if I can get a view of that car. Bruno Will is about to come up. Oh, no, the stewards have already cleared it. Fantastic stewards here, David. I mean, look at that. We had 2 red flags today in Mugello. Why didn't they bring the stewards from the Netherlands? They would have got it sorted in no time. Safety car, no red flags. It's fine. Absolute madness. Virtual safety car. This should be ending very shortly. Let's see if anybody gets any speeding under virtual safety car. We don't want to see that, but some people can just mistime that restart, and it can sometimes cannot work out well.
Oh, Presto is losing time.
Speedy pitted for softs and a new nose, so he damaged his nose. Oh dear. It's all unravelled for Speedy. He was fighting for a couple of points there, but unfortunately it's not gone his way today. That's unfortunate for him. Still this battle for 4th though, behind Presto. We've still got this going on, David. All these cars are just hanging back, waiting for the right moment, waiting for a battle and waiting to take advantage. The pressure on Presto's shoulders right now must be huge with that line behind him.
Yep.
He got a good exit though, he really did. He's got to run about the same amount of VRS.
He also lost a second on the VSC to Schoof.
Oh, that's really going to cost him. That's really, especially in these latter stages of the race, David. That's really going to cost him. Connor R's on 4 lap younger as Instinct Will and Jay Blackie are there going side by side. They're battling side by side. The AlphaTauri and the Williams, they're banging into each other's side pods and wheels. Complete contact all the way through Sector 1, banging into each other's wheels, saying, no, this is mine, no, this is mine. Like bumper cars, as we mentioned, but Instinct Will stays ahead. Is JC Blackie going to make a look around the outside? Really?
Oh
no.
God.
He backs off on that.
Not an overtaking corner.
I really thought he was going to try and send that round the outside. I mean, we saw a fantastic move before from Relic Nook there, but he did that to perfection on the inside. But round the outside of that corner, David, and that is dangerous. But we go back now to the midfield pack as JC Blackie is still behind Instinct Will. We'll go back to them as soon as we can. We'll go back to the midfield pack behind 4th. Let's see how this goes. They're all in the DRS. They've all got it. Connor R is now 2 tenths behind and once again doesn't make a move. Hanging back and waiting for the right opportunity. JC Blackie, oh, Instinct Will covers the inside, nearly puts JC Blackie into the wall. Reminds me of Schumacher in Hungary a few, must be 10 years ago now, and they're still side by side now, and they're still side by side going through Sector 1 like they were before, and Instinct Will stays ahead again this time, and JC Blackie stays in 10th. These two battling for the last remaining points of the race, and it's really a good little scrap between these two. Ooh, JC Blackie nearly touching the curb. That would have sent him straight into the gravel trap, and that would have been your race over, Sunshine. But luckily, you kept it on the asphalt, as Speedy sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:10 dead. As we go back to the midfield pack behind Presto. Presto, David, really calm and composed, should I say, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2, but I don't see a car down there. No, there wasn't even a car down there.
Onto the podium, letting Instinct Will and JC Blackie by.
Conor is going to go for... Oh, he dummied the move. Dummied the move, but didn't go for it. He really did. I was hoping he was going to send it there, see if he can get that move done. Because if he gets that move, David, he's on 3-lap younger hards. It doesn't make much of a difference with the hard tyres, but it still may have helped him as JC Blackie touches the curb and he nearly goes straight into the barrier, but manages to keep control there behind the AlphaTauri. But I'll tell you what, Schuf, FXBR and Bruno Will, even though they're at the top, we haven't seen that much of him because we got all these cars together. They've controlled this race very, very well. Let's see now, Conor. 3 attempts. Is he going to make a move? Is he going to make any sort of move? I hope he does. He really deserves to be in that 4th position and get some more points as he gets a better exit by the looks of it than Presto. Did he? No, I think Presto got a better exit than him. Yes, he did. He did.
Presto nails the exit out of the last corner every lap.
He does. And Conor, look at his ERS compared to Presto. I mean, Presto's only not got much more. And BC Legends hasn't got much more. This is an issue now, David. Because if you look at Boots in 7th and Marshall in 8th, they have a lot of ERS to play with compared to the front 3. And they could really get on the back of this. As JC Blakely is going to go around the outside of Instinct Will. These two are battling again, the AlphaTauri and the Williams. They're side by side still. And Instinct Will once again stays ahead of the Williams in the AlphaTauri. That's really good. The Williams trying to get a better exit now and see if he can get his slipstream. He's using overtake here, David, and he's in the slipstream now. They're on the grass. Oh, and the AlphaTauri in the side by side now. They're going to go into the fast right-hander. They're going to stay side by side. No, they're not. JC Blackley backs off from that. That could have been a bit of a lot of damage there if that would have gone ahead, but that's good driving from the pair of them, knowing when to back out of a move. But I'll tell you what, Schuf took advantage of the issues happening ahead of him. He's in 3rd. He's controlling the race very well for the Racing Point team. And he's driving a very consistent race along with Bruno and FXBR.
It's time for traffic for Presto.
Yeah, once again, Conor closes the gap. Tries to get... I think what he's trying to do, David, he's trying to slingshot himself to a better exit on that corner, to maybe try and do an overtake into this corner, which he looks like he's trying to do. There's a Mercedes in the way of a blue flags, and calls up the Haas of Conor Raw. The blue flag are getting in the way of Relic. He had nowhere to go by the looks of it. Conor Raw is being under pressure now by BCC Legends. I think he may have picked up wing damage. He may have got into the back of him. His end plates look okay, but he was very, very close to the back of that Mercedes. Oh, look how close he is, David. Presto. That back marker, David, it came at the wrong time for Presto, I think. Really came at the wrong time. I think he came at the wrong time for everybody in that corner.
Conor only nails the last corner of the exit. Presto
he's got such a better...
night, but... Yeah, it's better
I think he's got a better exit here.
Here he comes.
He's definitely got a better exit. He's got the DRS and he's got the overtake. Here he comes. He's got the slipstream. He's going to send it. He's going to send it around the outside. And they're going to go side by side. Now the Renault and the Red Haas. And they go side by side. The Sauber and the McLaren go side by side behind them. They're all side by side. 4 corners. And there we go. Conor gets P4. Presto P5. And Boots moves up into P6. Taking advantage there of the McLaren. Really good work from them too. Look at Boots, look how close he is to Presto. Slamming on, has to slam on the brakes there. He wants to go through that corner with a lot more pace, but has to slam on the brakes due to Presto. But let's see how this finishes up, David, because if you've got to look at this now, Conor's already building up 9 tenths now.
Yeah. Imagine if Conor got past Presto like 5-6 laps ago. He would be on podium now.
The McLaren of BCC Legends goes straight on, and Marshall's going to take advantage of that, and he goes around the outside of the hairpin. He missed his braking zone, went straight on, late braked into the corner, missed it completely, and that's saying Marshall's going past saying thank you for that. I'll take 7th. Does Presto have DRS? No, he doesn't. He's already out of the DRS range through the detection zone. which is huge, as JC Blackie and Instinct Will once again, these two are side by side. JC Blackie's going to take it around the outside. Yes, he does. Of the Williams, he's going to take it around the outside of the AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri hangs it around the inside, and he's going to keep side by side. Now they make a bit of contact, and they make contact again. Wheel to wheel action, and Instinct Will once again stays ahead of JC Blackie, and he has not been able to make this move, David. Oh, and they're still they're still trying to battle here, David. This is absolutely insane. They got overtaken, enabled, and they're on the grass. They're pushing each other onto the grass, making sure that there's no room for error, saying, if you're going to put your car there, son, you better be ready. These two have scrapped all race long, David, and JC Blackie just hasn't had, he's had chances to make that move, but he just couldn't do it every time by the looks of it. BCT Legends gets the 3-second time penalty. That's not going to affect him. He's currently in 8th, but he's going to be looking at Marshall now. Look how close he is to Marshall. He's right up his backside with overtaken DRS. He's going to send it down the inside. He does. Marshall leaves him a bit of space. He doesn't want to touch that curb. I think he backed out of it because he may have been squeezed onto that curb, but we didn't see it from his point of view, as JC Blackie once again is going to try and make a move on Instinct Will, and they bang wheels once again, the Alpha and the Williams, and Instinct Will stays ahead for another lap as the Williams goes straight into the back of the Alpha. I don't think there's any wing damage. Yes, there is. A left end plate has gone from JC Blackie. That's going to affect him massively there. Look how much understeer he had. The amount of understeer he had there, David. This is where Instinct should be making a gap now. But 2 seconds though.
Oh, look at
between Connor and Presto. Yeah.
And Connor's closed the gap with 1.2 seconds on 2 laps to shoot.
It's a shame. Ooh, Presto nearly loses it. Presto nearly lost it there, coming off the exit of the last corner, getting a bit too much curb. This is going to give Boots a bit of interest now. He's got DRS, I think he's a bit too far back. We are now on the second to last lap as Presto locks up. He's really defending with all his might. JC Blackie gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Boots really,
FXBR has been into the pits and put new softs. We missed that.
Oh, he has, and he'll be on
he realized that he lost Bruno Will, so he's going for that extra point.
You might as well, David, if you had the time to pit, you might as well. I mean, it's put Schoof 1.7 seconds behind him, but he's on the hard tyres, and it's not going to make much of a difference to FXBR unless he makes a mistake. As the Sector 2 yellow flags, and that's it's Speedy. ERN Speedy, the back marker, lost it in the hairpin as everybody was approaching. That's a big shame for him. He's in 11th at the moment. I'm pretty sure at the moment he is the one with the fastest lap of the race, but it looks like FXBR is trying to take that away from him. Let's have a look who has the fastest lap. It is Speedy with a 1:10 dead. So FXBR is looking to take that away and snatch it away from him. Boots last lap now, ladies and gentlemen. Bruno Will is 20 seconds ahead. The man, obviously because of the pit stop of FXBR, but the man is just cruising as he enters Sector 2. But we're going to stay on board now with this little train of Presto and Boots, and behind Marshall of BCT Legends. These four are still battling for position, and they're looking to see if they can get any moves done on the final lap. Now, penalties could come into play for this, David, and see how this could shake up the field in the middle. But anything to play for right now, as let's just check where Bruno is. Bruno is coming round the final corner, and he wins the Zandvoort Grand Prix. He gives us a wave, and that's P1 for the Haas, as FXBR will probably follow up suit in second. Really good work there from Bruno. Boots trying to get through any way he can. Yellow flag, that's just somebody letting him by. FXBR comes across the line. He takes P2 and gets fastest lap with a 1:09.6. Good work from him. Schoof takes third. Really good work. Connor R takes third away from
Connor
Schoof.
Takes Schoof.
Really good work from him. Presto gets jumped by Boots, and Schoof gets jumped by Boots also. He takes P4. BC Legends P7. Marshall P8. Instinct Will is about to come across the line now. He will take P9. And JC Blackley rounds off the top 10 What a decent little race that was, eh, David?
Yeah, that was nice, and also nice to not have a bunch of safety cars.
Yes, that's true. I did expect one. I really did expect one safety car to come out, but it never. I mean, we did have a retirement, but it only gave us a VSC. But it was very, very close. But Bruno Will here today, as always, the man who's got ice in his veins. The man doesn't crack, David. The man doesn't crack. And once again, he wins alongside FXBR and Connor R in the other Haas. The Haas gained a lot of points here today in Division 1. David, who was your driver of the day today?
I have to say Connor.
Yeah, he had a fantastic comeback. A fantastic comeback drive.
I mean, he was patient and trying, but yeah, as soon as he got by, we could see his pace was really good.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna completely agree with you. If it wasn't Connor, it would definitely be Boots. Coming from 9th to 4th, that's a really good result for him. But Connor, with the issue that he had, managed to come into the pits, get changed, and get back out there and still claim a podium position and get some points for the Haas and keep himself in the title fight. That's fantastic work for him.
Yes.
But that's it here, ladies and gentlemen, for European Race Night Division 1. Bruno Will, you have won this race. We move on to, is it Monaco next? Or is it Spain?
Spain.
Is it Spain? Spain next
yes.
For Division 1. We have Zandvoort Division 2 and Division 3 at 7:30 Monday and Tuesday. Make sure you do tune in for that. I've been Dame Zero, your lead commentator, alongside me, my co-commentator, Mr. ERN Storm. We hope you have enjoyed our stream today of Division 1, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out.